In a small Spanish town called Calahuega, beneath the rolling hills of Castile, a mother dreamed of a dog leaping from her womb, its mouth carrying a flaming torch. The meaning? Her son would set the world on fire with truth. That child was Dominic de Guzman, born in 1170, destined to become the founder of the order of preachers, now known as the Dominicans. From the moment he could speak, Dominic asked questions no one expected from a child. He read scripture like others read fairy tales, and studied theology not for pride, but for purpose. When famine struck his university town, Dominic sold all his possessions, including his priceless books, to feed the poor. To him, truth without love was empty. But Dominic wasn't made for comfort. He was made for confrontation with heresy, despair, and darkness. In the south of France, a dangerous movement was spreading like wildfire, the Albigensian heresy. It taught that the physical world was evil, that even Jesus never truly took on flesh. People burned their possessions, fasted to death, and rejected the sacraments. Entire towns were swept into error, and the church was struggling to respond. Dominic saw it firsthand. Wealthy bishops rode into heretic towns with fine robes and servants. The people scoffed. So Dominic did something radical. He walked barefoot. He begged for food. He dressed in rags. And he preached. Everywhere he went, he spoke not just with intellect, but with tears in his eyes and fire in his soul. He debated for hours, prayed through the night, and challenged hearts. Slowly, minds began to change, but not all. The heretics mocked him. His words were ignored. Some days, he preached to empty streets. And then came the turning point. All hope seems lost. One cold night in Prouillet, after another failed mission, Dominic knelt before a wooden crucifix and whispered, "Lord, I have tried. What more can I do?" No answer came, just silence. Days passed, then weeks. The few who had listened began slipping away again. Even some of Dominic's companions considered giving up. He fasted, he wept, and still, nothing. He thought of his dream, the torch, the fire. Had he misunderstood it? Then, in the middle of one desperate night, as he lay face down in prayer, Dominic heard a voice, not outside him, but within. "Preach through Mary." With new conviction, Dominic turned to the Mother of God. And what happened next would echo through centuries. He received what we now call the Rosary, a weapon of contemplation, truth, and grace. He began teaching people not just theology, but how to meditate on the life of Christ through Mary's eyes. Village by village, things began to change. People who once rejected the church returned to confession. Children knelt beside their parents with rosaries in hand. Hardened heretics became humble believers. Even miracle stories began to swirl, of storms ending through the rosary, of demons fleeing at the sound of it. Dominic's order grew. The order of preachers became a beacon for truth. He trained men to combine deep learning with deep holiness and sent them out into the world. By the time he died in 1221, Dominic had founded more than a dozen houses across Europe. He died poor, joyful, and worn out, not from failure, but from fruitfulness. His fire didn't die with him. The Dominicans went on to train saints like Thomas Aquinas and Catherine of Siena. They preached in cities, schools, and universities. They fought heresy, yes, but more importantly, They lit candles in the darkness. And the Rosary? It became one of the most powerful spiritual devotions in history, uniting millions in prayer through the centuries. Today, Saint Dominic is the patron saint of astronomers, the Dominican Republic, and those who seek truth. His feast day is August 8th. But more than that, he is a patron for anyone who feels like their fire is fading, anyone who has spoken the truth and been ignored, anyone who has given their all and seen no results. Dominic's life reminds us that truth, when spoken in love, never dies, that prayer, even when it feels dry, still reaches heaven, that light, even when surrounded by darkness, never goes unnoticed. He didn't set the world on fire through violence, fame, or power. He did it with words, prayer, and a love that would not quit. And today, the flame still burns. Because one man believed that when all hope seems lost, you don't give up. You kneel, you pray, you preach, and then you watch the fire spread.
Thanks for watching. Please remember to subscribe, like, and share this video.